Joe Biden will double, triple and quadruple tariffs on some Chinese goods, with EV duties jumping to 102.5% from 27.5%.
Here's a summary of the article.
President Joe Biden will double, triple and quadruple tariffs on some Chinese goods this week, unveiling the measures at a White House event framed as a defense of American workers, people familiar with the matter say. Biden will hike or add tariffs in key sectors after nearly 2 years of review. The total tariff on Chinese electric vehicles will rise to 102.5% from 27.5%, the People said, speaking on condition of anonymity ahead of the announcement. It's not clear which items were spared, but Biden won't announce tariff rate reductions, two of the People said. The 2024 presidential race looms large over the flagship announcement. Biden is trying to crack down on China and differentiate himself from Donald Trump, whose original tariffs Biden is set to largely renew, but who is seeking widespread hikes that the current administration views as going too far. Trump's 200%. The announcement is the culmination of a review of tariffs first imposed by Trump, who mocked the announcement during a campaign rally in New Jersey on Saturday. Trump has also pledged a 60% across-the-board tariff on all Chinese goods, a move Biden is stopping well short of, with allies saying it would fuel inflation.
This post received a score of 24,000, with an upvote ratio of 90%. Here are the top comments in response to this article.
I'm genuinely curious how this is going to affect soybean exports to China.
We haven't sold a single metric ton of soybeans to China for delivery in the 2024-25 marketing year yet, the first time there hasn't been any sales for the new marketing year as of week 18 of the calendar year since 2004. The trade war between the US and China never stopped. Trump was the one to kick it off, but make no mistake, Biden has no interest in ending it. The only reason China has imported any U.S. soybeans at all since it started was because they were rebuilding their hog herd after an outbreak of ASF, and Brazil hasn't yet been able to increase production enough to completely replace us.
The NYT Daily Podcast actually covered the trade war topic on today's episode.
I've never tuned into that but might check it out. I'm a commodities analyst with a particular focus on grains, food oils, energy, and softs, so this stuff is right up my alley.
What about gourd futures?
Oh no, I'm not brave enough for gourd futures. I've heard some horror stories about Argentine imports causing some very smart and well-adjusted traders to lose a lot of money.
Oh my god, are you talking about that legendary WSB post?
The biggest ornamental gourd yield in history, production yield, not financial yield.
eBay seller here, this is not just local. Many countries have added 100% tariffs. What is going on?
That China has begun competing with well-established industries in European countries, with a very high likelihood that they would outcompete them due to the combination of government support and industrial espionage they receive. There's also the possibility that economic and trade relations with China may have to be cut if they begin rolling out the military, as they have been giving the signs to be preparing for, and this is one of the steps that begins doing it progressively and on par to the risk level China is demonstrating.
So these countries are trying to get a head start on moving away from any import-based trade. That makes much more sense than most of this personal data mining conspiracy stuff.
The real risk isn't China stealing Joe Bob's banking credentials. The risk is China finding a day one exploit and taking over millions, billions of devices connected to the internet. That level of DDoS attacks could literally bring down the internet if coordinated correctly. Especially if focused on specific areas or countries.
China's reliance on trade with the US has created a sort of stalemate in terms of global power. The US needed cheap shit from China and China needed the US to buy their cheap shit. China wants that to be less the case so that taking action against the US doesn't impact them as much.
This video was automatically created by Reddit to speech. The article and comments in this video were selected from Reddit according to their upvotes, and any paraphrasing was performed by smmry.com, without any human intervention.